All right. First things first. Any questions regarding the markets, or do you guys want me to just start where I talk about what I think is going on with BTC? After BTC, if you talk about your view of the BTC. I'll answer that really quickly, but ETH BTC is just the inverse of BTCD for the most part. I'll show you and explain it. What 90% of it is just the inverse. Okay, so what I say in my channel today. Sorry, I'm just getting done from teaching a class, so brain's a little fizzled. And we're starting with a fresh chart, so because I don't really want to go back to my chart and fuck around with it or draw on it and change it all up and whatnot. Right now, this is our range. This is kind of, what I've been talking about in the sense, back on January 3rd, I posted my kind of like main BTC plan, right here, right? I was like, okay, kind of, expecting us to go up, end up pulling back into like right here. Let's see, what candlestick is that exactly? Okay, so that's the 12-hour chart. That's not the daily chart. Pull back basically into there, right? And then start looking for some longs to hopefully ride something like this. That's kind of, the plan I posted on January 3rd. Because assuming, we're going to have the next few months in crypto, this kind of BTC doesn't really have to be making higher highs and stuff, but you would like to see, it kind of make some higher highs from here. I don't think it necessarily has to, but that's what we kind of like to see, right? So as of now, this is still kind of the plan here. I'm kind of, I'm thinking we just chop around, kind of like how I had it drawn anyways. We kind of chop around for a couple days. Not too keen on how aggressive the sell-off is. I would have liked it to kind of occur over, like, say we had like 3 or 4 days up here of just grind, and then like one kind of day down, and then kind of deal. I kind of, don't like the fact that we have this entire engulf here. Would have rather preferred it would have looked like something like this, rolled over and then gone, kind of up in a sense. That's kind of what I was hoping for as a rejection up here. So it's making me switch my plan up a little bit. Personally, I feel like what it means is the market's not ready yet to have Bitcoin make another higher high. And so the fund's kind of getting paused, in my opinion, the next couple weeks, because this is going to take a couple weeks to shake out. If I had to assume, we were going to consolidate for a couple days right here, end up printing some BART, and your upside is being capped, kind of going to be capped basically by 100,000. I have the, let's see, on my, is it that chart? Yep. See this candle? This is the chart this is kind of what I'm expecting right now. That's what we're drawing out and working on for this chart. So if we go and take this was a previous order block, right? An order block getting broken through and invalidated makes it a breaker block. I'm kind of expecting this to rather happen, right? If we're to go ahead and reclaim this, to me, that means that we're actually going to break out this time from here. We don't have to. We could obviously come back up here, sell off, right? But that's kind of the idea that I mean. Like, if we get back above here again, we're probably going to break out of this no matter what happens, whether that's up and then back down into here and then up, or we get up above here, accept, and we just break through. 100K reclaims kind of now our line in the sand of what we want to see reclaimed to continue and try and target a new all-time high. It is for sure jumping the gun, as this is our defined range. I'm just thinking, from a price perspective, if price is up here and holding, I don't see a reason if it were to break out and like flag out in a sense, right? Create a flag and flag out. Why, and break to the upside, why this level would even be relevant at that point anymore. Obviously, come up SFP and deviate and get back under because it is the true range. So it is a bit of a jump the gun. Your safe play to long for, any all-time high is basically having a daily close above this level or like a 12-hour close above this level here at like 102.5-ish. But I'll take the jump the gun trades all day. If I can, because the more the move that you capture, the more the money you're going to make, the more returns you're going to get. And so, but if I can't go ahead and jump the gun because my stop loss is going to be too wide, then I already know, okay, I know my next step to try and capture the meat of the move that I'm looking for, right? Because ultimately, right now, in my opinion, we're trying to find along to a new all-time high on Bitcoin. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it is like, you may not be trying to find that trade right now, but the next trade you kind of want to step in, maybe have a bit of conviction in, kind of size up a bit more, bet a bit more, is along on Bitcoin to all-time high. BTCD's kind of, we're going to, let me get into that when I wanted to talk about that. But that's kind of like the next trade we're looking for, right? Because I would like to assume we're going to continue to make a higher high this year and all of that. Obviously this could be the top end until doomsday over, but no, sorry. I'd rather start calling doomsday below 85K than I would as long as we're above 85K. I don't remember if I've updated this plan, but I know recently, I don't know if I've talked about it in here, but in a couple other Discords, my plan has been, at first it was until we're above 102K again, 85K was on the table. And then I figured that breakdown would start happening right here. Now, that is still a true thing. Until 102 is reclaimed, 85K is for sure on the table. But treat this as your range. Treat this how it's going to be. That's my plan of attack for now. If we go ahead and get a candle close below here, then I might start looking. The reason why I'm saying might right now is overall, I think the plan is you long, and any kind of if you're looking for trades, you're looking for a long or a bounce right here. I don't think you're looking to enter any shorts right here. It's not worth it to me. You are wanting a bounce to short. I would rather all day let this just continue going down than trying to find a short. If I can get a bounce, I'd like to short with inval above 100K, right? So I think any kind of shorts you take, you're looking for any bounce, and your invalidation is going to want to be around 100K. And then we're going to actually look for a true deviation where we do get a candle close below. And the reason for that, we still have this sort of order block / demand zone here. We haven't really deviated into it, and we have this low here, this low here. These lows got taken out by this candlestick, but these lows are left untouched, and we haven't really tapped into this order block per se. We've had kind of like a minute tap and like this fucking sell-off tap, but we haven't seen price really kind of trade into here and come down. So that's kind of why I'm looking for a little bit of a deviation. I also think if we get any sort of close below here, you know, people might say they're expecting this right now, but if we start getting closes below here on this range, people are going to start moving down their level and be like, 90K is no longer support. We're going to target 85K. That's part of the reason why I want to treat this like a range too. I feel like if we get back down here, because my current plan is higher into 100K and then lower, deviation, reclaim, and then we'll do like 110K. That's what we're talking about as far as like, if I had to draw a line and expect what price is going to do and want to do over the next period of time, we're getting that bounce, we're going down, we're going to get a deviation, we're going to get a reclaim, and then you're going to trade up to here. You're going to see a little bit of a sell-off or a batch consolidation, and this is probably going to happen, you know, within the first couple weeks of February, and then we're making an all-time high by the time my birthday's around on the 19th. And then I'm going to go party and blow some money. So, I think once we have candle closes back down here, people are going to quit talking about any kind of deviation play or any kind of looking for support bounce. They're going to be like, okay, now we're targeting 85, right? So that's kind of like my thesis behind the trade right now. I really don't tend to care when everyone kind of starts first talking about a level, because a lot of the times you'll notice that like people will talk about a level and it's like, fuck, everyone wants this level now, right? And then we start to get down to that price, and then people lower their levels. And the same thing with the upsides, right? So that's kind of my trade plan. That's what I want to trade around. I want to look for shorts and validation above 100K. You know, we start to reclaim 100K. I'm going to start thinking about longs, right? Screw the shorts. Just start thinking about longs around here. Kind of wait for a setup to feel. You know, obviously, if we end up coming in SFP or deviation of the highs and get back into the range, start thinking about shorts, just because that's kind of how the system works with my own trading. But look for shorts, start target down into here, build longs in here, and then start target 110K. So any questions on Bitcoin? Going once. No. Okay. Unless Ralph has one. But if we close weekly green, we'll be giga. Yes. I mean, I just feel like the likelihood of that right now is almost zero, because I don't. These huge engulfments either end up being, you know, basically the bottoms, or they do end up being, you know, you do get a nasty drop. They kind of really, you know, the nasty engulfs really happen only at these bottoms or tops per se, right? Not that this is necessarily a bottom, but, you know, a bottom was close and then it forced up. They don't really happen too much around when you see like a full body candle and another bigger full body candle. You don't really see that kind of too much near each other at like per se mid ranges, right? You'll see them around like extremes. So I just personally, the way I look at this is I don't see the daily chart recovering this move. I don't right now. If we get above 100K again, that's where I'll kind of start to change my opinion. But for now, below 100K, I don't want to change my opinion on that. But, you know, if the weekly kind of closes around here, or kind of has like a doji or something like that, you know, we kind of need a strong weekly close out of this candle in order to continue seeing it up, in my opinion. Because if not, what it means is I think this chart's still going to range, because we're not ready to, say, necessarily push higher on the weekly, right? And if we close around here, right, this might end up traveling something like this, and this burn off can happen while price is going sideways. So that sideways would be within this range still. So this burn off could be 1-2 weeks, and then we start seeing one more another up drive. And the reason why is because we're going to want to start seeing a divergence at some point. The divergences happen on these charts on the weekly, kind of, in a sense, before the market tops. Whether it's a hidden divergence or like a normal divergence, you'll tend to get divergences on higher time frames, right? And like this divergence is already kind of playing out and resetting in a sense. But this can continue to, come back down here one more time per se, and then continue going up, and that's where we get our 110K breakout play from here to here in a sense. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, PTSD intensifies for real, dude. I was really hoping this month would be fun, but I don't think it really is going to be. ETH BTC and BTCD. So, let's talk about that. Let's talk about BTCD first. This is kind of this chart. I don't know. Have I talked about it in here? I think I have. Or is my channel? No, I haven't. Okay. Well, in that case, this is kind of a weird point. So, this chart right now, we either get one more drive higher up into here, I think, or it's going to roll over right here. I don't really see, an in-between, in a sense. It's either up or down. Smart guy. So, the wise guy. So, that's kind of where it's like I don't exactly necessarily have a read on what I want to believe, right? Because this is still, on a decent uptrend, but it's got this shoulder right here. This could be a lower high, right? And this ends up rolling over, and you'll be like, oh, 1-2 correction. That's pretty standard, right? Or this is your high or low after like a full reset, right? So that's why I'm saying there's really only two ways out of this. The higher drive, ultimately, I think will be more enjoyable as far as it means there's a lot more room for fun on altcoins, right? Like if this starts going straight down from up here, then you have a much bigger drop per se, right? Because Bitcoin dominance is either going to be going to right around here again, or it's going to be going back down to here again. Below here, I don't think that's troublesome for crypto. Bitcoin needs to keep its dominance, right? Otherwise, this would be a period of you might want to leave crypto, because BTCD has to remain king. And it will always stay that way. So, I don't see it going much higher. BTC in the past has topped, the 2016 bull market. It topped in December. The 2020 bull market, it topped in December/January. So this really doesn't have a lot more time to go up, because we're in the calendar year and month of roughly when this should be topped. So, yeah, it's at its inflection point. I would have liked to think this would have rose with BTC going to 110K, but this might rise with BTC going to 90K instead. I was hoping for Bitcoin up, BTCD up, and that way it can kind of carry alts, and then when BTCD is kind of getting toppy on its thing, it could start falling, and that was going to be fun for everyone. But now it's like, okay, is BTC going to go down and BTCD is going to go up? And yeah, fuck alts until BTCD hits 64% ish, potentially. And so, going back to that, right? Because I talked about how I think you want to trade off ETH pairs, and I still think that remains true on the high time frame basis because BTCD is just the inverse of ETH BTC for the most part. And so let's go here. Let's go here. ETH BTC. Okay. Give me the weekly chart. Give me the weekly. And let's go ahead and I'm going to remove this. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and invert this bitch. Range, right? Range. Straight up, May 21. Straight up, May 21. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spike down, spike down, spike up, spike up. Chop suey. Chop suey. Oh, look at that. Right? It's just the inverse. The reason why it's not 1-to-1 is because if 50%, 1% of altcoins are going up percentage-wise more than Bitcoin is against USD, this chart will go down. Whereas this chart is solely if ETH is going up against Bitcoin, this chart will go up. Or if Bitcoin's going up more than ETH, this chart will go down, right? So it's the fact that ETH is included in this, but alts aren't included in this. But alts typically run with ETH because ETH leads alts in a sense. So does that kind of make sense, Hero, on ETH BTC? If you were to take, say, the opposite of Bitcoin dominance, rather. So this has, in a sense, basically almost like one more potential for a flush down and then up, or this is bottoming here and we're going to continue going up, right? There really isn't a lot of room for this to go down. Timing wise too, this is when ETH is supposed to be heating up. How do you think it looks here? I mean, I'm bullish ETH over Bitcoin. I just am not, as far as going back to, spot wise, I own more Bitcoin as in long, because I believe in it long term over ETH as far as holding it for investment purposes. But as far as trading values go, in spot, I currently own more ETH than Bitcoin, and then I have that, account I started just for research purposes. and whatnot. And also just because just putting extra money away instead of in cash, putting it into assets or investments per se. I'd rather hold ETH right now than I'd rather hold BTC. But as far as going back to the trading thing where I said I'd rather, look to position for a trade is because it's possible that BTCD is still going to go up. And I'd rather be in a shit BTC long that rides to 100K and underperform Ethereum. I mean, rides to 110K and underperform against Ethereum in the beginning because I can always get into ETH if I can feel like it's going to actually truly outperform on a given leg, right? So I'd rather have to say chase an Ethereum long versus look for the optimal Ethereum long. Because if it's going to outperform, then that gives you the opportunity to chase instead of build. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on ETH, BTC, BTCD. Does that all make sense? Is there any questions on that? One pump. Fucking A. I mean, you can put news on it all you want. I don't know. I wanted to short yesterday. I just didn't have the balls to short because my plan has been longs up to 102K and then close out longs to look for repositioning. And that's what I did. I just didn't short, and I wanted to short, but I just did not have the balls to pull a trigger at all. It was free, and it was easy, and it was like basically planned. But I didn't have balls to short. Being in cash only on my futures account was good enough shorting for me. Who gives a fuck about the fucking spot going down? Oh, I don't. But that's the thing. Like, I don't like. I I don't give a shit about hedging. Like, if I understand the point of hedging, and I'll do it once in a while. Like, the only reason I bought SPY puts today is because I kind of want to actually short and hedge against my shares that I hold in various individuals. But, like, I don't know. It's like, if you don't have conviction in the trade, why the fuck are you entering? That's my opinion on it. So, why the fuck would I hedge? To me, hedging is only something you want to do when you actually want to hedge, like, actual, like, say, spot values and all that. But I'm not going to hedge a futures trade with a futures trade. Because it's like, to me, it's like, why the fuck am I entering this? And, you know, other people wouldn't be like, well, you're entering it so that way, you know, because you don't really know if you're getting a good entry, but you think it's going to go up, that you can ride some down and then add into it, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, fuck, dude, I'd rather just not even fucking take the long if I don't even feel like it. I know it's going to go up or know anything. So, same question, just ask more mainly. One pump. God. I think 90K. Again, I think it's just deviation, reclaim, long it to 110, close out around 110. And that's where you'll want to either be tiptoeing in alts or thinking about some sort of selling position around 110 to like 116-ish. And then after that, I think the next leg is going to be like 140, 150. And then 160 even, and then that's going to be a blow off the top. Because I think what we're going to have is we're going to see some sort of, like, even keel, like, where people are going to be like, oh, look, we're going to get, like, 3 drives. But no, I kind of... My opinion on the whole entire market cycle is that we're going to see the last leg is going to be a freaking kind of a dildo. It'll possibly start to ramp up BTCD again, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't really thought that far about the correlation to BTCD, but I expect like a blow off the top. I don't expect like really truly like a rounded top again. I expect something similar to this in a sense, where it gets like one more drive straight up and then rolls down. Not a blow off the top where, you know, obviously we just keep going straight up until it eventually tops, because that's not going to happen, but something like that where it's like, okay, it doesn't quite make this, it goes above it in a sense, deviates, gets back underneath, and then goes down. And then we'll be looking for basically right around here next cycle as your like bottom. So yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Let's move on to Ethereum. Never really got the long trigger for this at all. You know, we kind of just came up here, stuffed it. No breakout or anything. No like candle close above. No like true breakout kind of deal. Unfortunately. I did enter some longs today personally, and I got stopped out of those. But I was longing out of just literally principle. I didn't even like the longs. I think I said that. But Ethereum right now, you know, roll. Kind of hope this bounces a little bit. I don't think it's gonna bounce as much as Bitcoin. I think, you know, this is your range, and where we're gonna consolidate is pretty much here. You get one more leg lower into this demand again, that's where you buy your Ethereum and then start to ride it all the way up. That would be kind of like my plan here. So I might look for shorts on this Ethereum instead of Bitcoin and trade based around a Bitcoin invalidation in a sense. I'm undecided on that. It's still kind of up to BTCD. I might just enter 2 light shorts, one light one on Bitcoin and then like a medium one on ETH. Because I'm under the principle if we go down, alts are going to kind of take the beating and they're not really going to hold strong. It's part of the reason why I think I'm going to short ETH over Bitcoin. I might short alts. I really haven't looked at some alts. It's just depends if there's a clean setup. I'd rather trade a clean setup all day than try and find some janky ass setup for just more percent value. Yes. Alright, hon, let's short the asset that's like down only. Honestly, I wonder how much room this thing has to go down now, since it didn't go higher. I hate to say it, but he might be right. So yeah, I don't really have a lot of alts to talk about. So I don't know if you guys have questions on Ethereum. I really haven't even looked at alts. So, I mean, I had bullish setup, so I don't have any plans for shorts or anything or shit like that. So, I don't know what alts you guys want to look at. See, this like actually still looks good. Like Ethereum's down here. This still looks good. But yeah, Bitcoin's green, this is red. Soul BTC. That's why. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing any shorts on Soul for bounces or anything. This should hold well. I kind of expect this chart to pull a ETH BTC. That's why that's there, and I talked about that in my channel a while ago. But I mean, it's mirror identical with this drawing. Yeah, Soul, I mean, it looks good. I don't know. I'm not keen to take any scalp longs right now. Just because I think this ranges and then we get a little pop. Like, ultimately, the reason why I'm not keen to take longs right now, even though I think this bounces up into, say, like 100, right? I think this ranges here for a while, and whether the range is something like this, and then you get your pop, and then back down. So that's why I'm not really keen to get into longs, because I'd rather not sit in longs and wait and wait and wait. So I'm gonna either wait for like a breakout to just get a small scalp in, or after this ranges for a little bit, look for an entry near the range low to try and plan that pop. So when that pop comes, I think that's when you'd want to sit in Soul. Altcoins, if there's going to be decent longs, I'd look for it on altcoins tomorrow. Going into like tomorrow, right? Like Soul is probably something you want to trade on the long side for now, given how the BTC pairing chart looks. To play any kind of bounce for now. Again, could be wrong, and this could also range too, but as far as going back to the BTC chart, pairing chart, this would give me reason to incline that it would be better for scalping. Longs on, since I don't think it's really we're not in a place where you want to be entering swing longs. If we're entering swing longs, you want to do all the swinging business at the 90K kind of plan, or above the 100 102-ish K plan I've talked about. So you'll want to look for swing longs above here, or you'll want to look for swing longs down here. Otherwise, just scalp the longs for now. Soul, and then Dave, do you actually want XRP? I just didn't know if you were memeing or not with the 589. Bet you the BTC pair is the same fucking chart. Yeah, that's useless. If we're being bearish, runs those highs, comes back down, drags into here, reclaim, and then you get your next leg. That's what XRP will end up looking like, following the Bitcoin 110K roadmap currently for 90K into 110K. Here's your 90K, here's your 110K. It could be higher. Let's actually see what kind of level it's getting, because I doubt I'll open this chart again for a while. So if that's going to be the bottom of our pullback, say there, change that to black. Oh, that is so clean. Yeah. Let's see, does it pass the law of diminishing returns? Sorta. Not really, but sometimes that can go higher than this one. It's close enough. No, dude, honestly, this will just pump just because it's fucking retarded. Stupid. Excuse my French. It'll literally just pump because of boomers. I mean, that's the only reason, like, it even ever had any life this cycle. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'd think out of XRP, Dave. Ralph, you didn't even own any XRP. Just kidding. I don't know if you did or didn't. You probably did on the futures long. Okay, Ina. I want my chart for this one. Wait, did I ever save? No, I didn't. Shit. Oh well. I'll redraw it at some point. I haven't deleted that chart like that for 2 years. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh well. I mean, for now, if I were to buy more spot on this, buy it there, deviation, reclaim. You can treat this as a range for now. I just kind of expect this to deviate now at this point, somewhat. You know, take that candlestick out, take that candlestick out, at least. You know, if this is going to keep its range, I don't see why this coin won't continue higher if the market's going to go higher at all. I mean, mathematically, it doesn't make sense. Just based off how this coin actually works and functions. I mean, it generates revenue from fucking market. So, and the more activity in the market, the more revenue it generates, etc. and whatnot. I mean, that's kind of for every coin, but like just the way this protocol is actually working. This is reaccumulation. It's gonna have bigger expansion. This is gonna be the nasty ETH outperformer when ETH has its parabolic move. That's my opinion on ENA, and that's kind of why I have a big bag of it. I think overall ENA is like a $3 to $5 coin. I'm not really planning on selling, and if this is, you know, a range that is forming, the bigger the range and the longer it takes, the bigger the expansion. So if we're looking at this, right, this is a 150% range here, right? And it produced a 150% move. All right, let's just 50% there, right? 50% there. That's at least to $2. But if you take this, go like this, draw this here, take this, draw this here. There's a couple different ways to get like price targets and ranges. That's one way. Take this. That's a 215 price target after it expands out of this range. And the reason why I'm inclined to believe this can go higher is because if this thing's having expansion like this and it's having rapid repricing relatively comparatively to ETH, ETH goes on its, parabolic run where it pulls these insane 120% moves in a couple weeks, right? 72% move there, right? Because we're going to have another time where ETH goes like this. And let's say that's from here and we get an average, say, measurement of 100 let's just do a 100% move, right? 180, 123, 71, right? So let's add the three of those together, get an average actually. 71 plus 123 plus 180 divided by, no, I can't do the divided by yet because I don't have parentheses. By 3, that's 124% average. Fuck, I could have done that mentally. Oh, fucking idiot. So 120% average, right, out of those three. Let's reduce it down just a little bit for, say, law of diminishing returns, 100%. ETH is having one of those moves where it moves 100%. I don't see why ENA wouldn't be, an outperformer when it's at least a 2 times outperformer against ETH. So that kind of puts us back around that $3 that I kind of want to sell at. So a repricing effect, and especially true since it's a little bit tied to ETH on the repricing and whatnot, due to the staking crap and whatnot. So, yeah, that's ENA. Does that all make sense, Hero? And of course, these are my plans right now. Obviously anything can change tomorrow, but it's kind of been my ENA plan for a while. This is it. Otherwise, this thing is... I don't think it comes down here and bounces. If it does, it's fucking cooked for whatever reason. Yeah, I'd load up on hype here. I wouldn't wait for this. But then again, Bitcoin's at 90K. It actually makes sense if it comes down to here. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking that or that. I don't know. Best off waiting just for fucking Bitcoin on this one. Didn't you sell hype at like fucking $6, Avi? Paper hands?
I don't know
Any other questions? I've known Avi for like 3 years, 4 years, guys. Fuck, 4 years actually. Yeah, about 4 years. Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Yeah. Any other altcoin questions or anything? And that's pretty much it. I don't really have much else to talk about right now. I don't think I said I'd talk about anything else. Oh, actually, let's talk about stocks real quick. This is basically kind of what I'm expecting. I'm expecting another one of these. In a sense, we don't always come down to the 200, but it does come down quite often. And with us kind of having down, up, this crossover right here, you got the bullish engulfing, downtrend, right, back into the previous highs right here. Bottomed, came down, touched the EMA and continued going up. Same sort of thing. One drive, two drive, engulfing while we're underneath the EMAs. Come down, reset, grab, have the RSI come down into here again, tap, right, continue back up. Just kind of expecting that on stocks. And, it wouldn't be a bad thing if January is red. Low of the year is in. The high of the year, candle closed green. I mean, the candle is going to close green on stocks, in my opinion. It's not going to be a very, very strong year. Like, we're not going to have another dildo, in my opinion. We're going to have basically a candle that really doesn't go much higher than here on the candle close. 680-ish. 650-ish. It'll look something like this, in my opinion. Or it might just be, a red candle that closes as a doji. So I'd like to think January's just going to be a downtrend month. I think part of that's just got to do also tied with the election. There's a lot of talk about everyone expecting pumps into, kind of myself included. It wasn't really a whole pump into the inauguration sell-off kind of guy, but it was kind of a little bit of my trade plan for a bit. I think we're going to go down until then. And then we're not going to start going up until about February. And that's the other reason I lean bearish on Bitcoin. Actually, one of the main reasons I'll lean bearish on Bitcoin is because I think stocks come down and end up retesting the previous highs here. This is going to end up forming and expanding basically a bigger range, and here is your midpoint level here. And this is your bottom of the range. This is your top of the range. We've been trading in the top half. We're going to start trading in the bottom half, and then we'll continue going up and break out and get up into here. And if you look at this trend line thing, that kind of, will end up coming in line there, and then you have your trend line thing, EMA, right? This kind of looks like the EMA again. Just kind of falls in line with it all. So that was the main reason I actually switched bearish first, was because of stocks. More inclined to believe stocks get another. All it is just a pullback to reset for more fueling. So, all right, that's pretty much it. Any last questions or? I just need to finish my document. I haven't finished writing my options document that I've been working on for a while. Just because I only do it when I feel like it. It'll be, the document will make it easy to explain. I mean, I can make a video version of the document. It'll be a little redundant, but I need to figure out how. I need to. Let me figure out how to get my Thinkorswim to pop up with a paper trade account, because I don't. Or I can open up a brokerage account. Because I need access to an options chain, but I don't really want to flash my stock portfolio value. So let me think about streaming, but when I finish the document, I need to finish it soon. I've been dilly-dallying with it too long. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Alright, well, that's gonna wrap it up. Yeah, any questions, just ask me, guys. But those are all my kind of current plans and thoughts right now. So, I'll see y'all next week.